Yes, greetings, sister.
Greetings.
I think we need to do a sound check real quick.
Greetings.
I apologize for being late. I was doing a reading and she just did not want to let me go.
That's fine. That's fine. I was enjoying the music.
Good.
I figured you was getting yourself together. And we have my co-host David, King David, on the live stream with us. He wasn't able to make it the first time, but
yeah, peace. Glad to be here.
He's from Detroit.
I'm not turning my camera on because I actually just woke up. I'm not presentable. I just jumped on.
Okay.
No problem.
David is from Detroit, sis.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, so been to Detroit a few times.
Yeah, so it's a great place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there.
Yeah, it's not what it used to be. I
It's
remember
not what it used to be.
It's Chocolate City, man.
I'm hearing it's getting better though.
Really good up there. Back in the days, it was maybe the 90s, 80s, and 90s.
Right.
But from what I understand, it's supposed to be improving now. Things are getting a little better.
In the hands of the Republicans.
Oh, okay.
Nothing's getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
cost
we know
of living is extremely high. Your car insurance, your house insurance. I mean, they plan to weaken us by having us weak. And they don't seem to understand things blow up in their face. So it's just a matter of time. We are living their last days.
True. I see. And they need to bring as much as us down with them. That's going to follow.
Well, we need to get back to traditional things like learning how to do household stuff like gardening and baking from scratch and stuff like that.
That's right.
You know, you can't eat anything without the fear of being poisoned.
That's right.
It's just really getting on my nerve. I mean,
I love scratch cooking.
Me too, man. I'm learning so much. I am learning so much, but that's, hey, you know what? That's fine. I want to learn how to even grow my own wheat and grind my own, get my grinding stone.
Okay.
Oh, wow. You're waking up today.
I want to learn how to grow chickpeas. I'm researching that now, how to grow chickpeas.
I just made some yesterday. I love chickpeas. Oh, my goodness. They're so good. I made some with black eyed peas. And that's a nice blend together. Try it, David.
I will.
Yeah, try it, sis. Chickpeas and black eyed peas.
Yeah, I love both of them. So that should be. I never tried them together though. But you put a tomato sauce with it?
Huh?
You put tomato sauce with it?
Oh no. I put like carrots, sweet potato, red potato, celery, thyme, garlic, like that. Nice. And then just let it cook down into like a stew.
Right. Okay.
I'm almost ready to slice them some sweet potatoes, dehydrate them, and make me some sweet potato flour. See what I can do with that.
I love sweet potatoes as well. It spice up any pot. Give that nice stew to it.
Yeah.
That's what we need. That's what we need to do. Traditions. Let's unlearn what they taught us. Because what they taught us is really not sustainable in living. The truth is what we knew that's still in our DNA. We just gotta bring it back out.
Exactly. Because when my grandmother was young, she said she started cooking at 5, standing on a stool over the stove, and my great grandmother was instructing her, washing dishes and things like that. Shoot, my granddaughter was helping wash dishes at 5. So those things are not in the household anymore.
No, they're not.
You know, we need to really bring back those old school traditions so we can save our youth, because we losing them.
Yeah.
You know, we need more Reiki classes in the schools, and you know what I'm saying? We need to introduce them to other things other than the regular math, social studies, English, science, language, arts. You know, they need to know that they could become a Reiki healer and make a business out of it and be their own boss.
But hell, they need to go to museums and study a few things like I think it's called the Tatara bone, which is like the first calculator.
Oh, you mean the Bashango bone?
Yeah.
From the Congo, yes.
Yes. Oh man, when I was listening to this guy talk about it, like, oh man, and then they had this mathematician. He happened to be white. He just demonstrated how they used it, and you know the difference between using that and regular calculus and stuff. There's no carry, there's no borrow. And
there's no remainders.
It was direct answers. There wasn't none of this stuff we go through now. You know, it's almost as though they didn't know how to even create that bone or calculator, and they just came up with a solution. But they have to borrow and carry.
Yeah, he's talking about the Bashango bone in the Congo.
Yeah, that was our doing. I didn't know nothing about that.
I think the SIS screen froze up on us, David.
No.
I think maybe
okay. So
she didn't hear you.
I swear, it's like every time we talk about traditional melanation.
Oh, remember with Ross Ben? Remember with Ross Ben, David?
Yes. I'm really tired of them. I mean, look, let us.
I just have to laugh. I can't even get upset. It's just too hilarious.
In a way, yeah, because you're trying to keep us from confirming what we've been learning about ourselves, as though you're some type of agent. I mean, true agent to be working for the system to keep us from confirming what we've already discovered.
Yeah, like they really working hard.
They really working
hard to shut these conversations down.
Oh man.
Well, let's hope this time maybe her internet is running a little low today. Let's hope that's the case, because this can't keep happening. You know?
Well. It can't keep happening, but it will keep happening until we get our own.
That's true. Our own platform.
And you see how long they've been keeping us from having our own platform?
And when you start talking about one, they want to take you out.
It started way back with Tim Cook.
Yes.
All right. Don't try it again. I got a bad connection.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling David. I said, let's hope that maybe her connection is low today. Because every time somebody powerful come on and we start dialoguing, all of a sudden things start getting shady.
Yeah.
Things start falling apart.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
They did that with Ross Ben.
Yeah. They be tripping with that.
That's when it's hot on the fire. When the pot start boiling, then all of a sudden he got his thing modem plugged into the laptop, everything connected properly, still messing up.
Oh wow!
So we're gonna try it again, tomorrow.
They just be tripping. Look, it's no longer a secret, and you can no longer keep it from us.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so damn.
David be going on.
That's all I got to say. Just stand back and watch. Are you gonna learn it or not learn it?
The D be coming out of him. He be going in.
Okay, he woke up for real now.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Right, I'm sleepy.
And I understand, and it's a true thing. Ross Ben, did y'all see his predictions for 2023?
Yes, I did. He sent me the link.
Yeah, how the system can shut you down just anytime. And I was like, Ross, I used to say the same thing. They shut me down on Facebook. They shut me down on Instagram. They shut me down. Even my PayPal, they can shut down. And he said that, and I was just like, that's some real stuff.
But everything they have been doing has been coming back and blowing up in their face a lot quicker than they did. So
yeah, that is true.
They can shut down all this system and stuff like that and end up cutting themselves out of the system.
Yes.
Because people are going to find what they want regardless. So you can stop it for a minute, but it ain't going to last,
That's right.
That's true. Now we got a little echo.
I hear you. I can hear you real clear though. I don't hear any echo.
Oh, you don't hear the echo?
I hear the echo. I didn't hear it until after I shut up.
Yeah, it just started.
Oh, okay. I just hear a little lingering of it. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Okay.
So last night I went to the plant-based vegan potluck, and I, told them what the vibes is for March 17, 18, and 19. And every time I went to chew on the phone, the conversation will go somewhere else, or we'll start doing something else. So I said, okay, I let them know that if some of you they was expressing that they're already certified in Reiki 1 with someone else, and they think it's going to be a clash of interest if they get certified with you and got certified with somebody else too. So I said, well, you can also come to the book signing and the workshop, because we was talking about matriarchs and, women holding their corner and standing firm, on their circles. And I said, well, we got a matriarch coming in March, so let's connect it, let's connect the dots.
And, we do have, I would say most of our students have gone through different forms of Reiki, but our system is very different. I like to tell people it's like the difference between the Catholic Church and the Holy Rollers. So we're very African centered, and we don't have quiet Reiki sessions that most people have. We do ours with a lot more soul.
Right.
Kemetic symbols, and of course our traditions, like what we were talking about earlier. A big part of our healing process is to remember who we are and where we come from, and to live more like our ancestors. So we start off by talking about the laws of Ma'at, because we have to reprogram the way that we think and the way that we live with integrity, especially people who are doing Reiki or any other healing modality. It's very important that integrity and morality is there in that process for the real healing to occur, for the energy to move the way that it's meant to. And so for us, most of my students who have gone through the other forms of Reiki, when they come through Sekhi, they're like, oh, okay, it's very different. Oh, it's way different. It's just like anything African, as soon as we do it to it, we're going to bring the real power to it.
That's
and
right.
So, that's what we do, and really just helping us to understand when dealing with energy, you have to eat properly, you have to exercise and cultivate your chi, what we call Sekhi. You have to, do more than just hold your hands for someone, you know, and our we work with crystals. I teach people how to work with sound therapy, how to use the pendulums, all of these things which our ancestors used to do in the
That's
healing
right.
process. Because frequency, you know, sound, the way that we respond when we hear certain sounds, whether it's a high vibration or a low vibration. Like if you think about um, if you grew up in the 70s and 80s, you grew up listening to some real music before they digitized the music.
Oh,
And
tell me about it.
I don't know.
yeah, the Earth, Wind and Fire, all those big bands,
The Isley Brothers, Fela Kuti.
yeah, all of that. You feel that music all the way through your body.
Exactly.
And
And you
now
play it all day. You can listen to it all day, and you don't never get tired from it.
make you feel good too, make you smile, dance. But now the music that they have, the young people, they are not on that frequency. They have a whole different frequency. In fact, they changed the frequency of sound that they can even use to create music. They made it
Yeah,
digital.
they limit that sound. They limit those frequencies.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, the whole thing is to dumb them down. So we have
Yeah.
to get them in the music that they love, since they're musical people anyway. They already studied us from thousands of years ago, so they know right how to dumb us down. Oh, we'll get them through their food, we'll get them through their music, we'll get them through their education.
Right. They have come at us in every way that they can, and every single possible way, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So
Like
we
we
have
still
to
don't get it.
be, you know, working against negative, oppressive energy, and that's why we need energy healing that is for us. Like we're not Asian, but we want to use Asian symbols. That don't really make sense. But you know, as we are healing, we have to break away those limits, you know, the thoughts from the past that have held us down and kept us in this state of not moving forward, not loving ourselves, not loving our culture. You know, we're healing from all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was and still is to this day
Yeah, it's still our dilemma. That's true.
in this society. And that's what makes it so hard for us to heal from it, because we still deal with it every single day. Because it's so systematic now. No matter where you are, it's going to
Yeah,
affect you. Mhm. Like you said, they get
and
into
it doesn't matter who you're dealing with either. You can be in Russia and still dealing with it. You definitely don't
Yeah.
deal with it in Ukraine. I'm enjoying the hell out of this war. You know,
Yeah.
David.
go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Yeah,
I know. And Biden is giving them Social Security. You know
what? That's fine.
They didn't even
The
pay
more
taxes
aid
to
that
get
they
any Social
receive,
Security.
the more of them die in their fascist war.
Well,
before they came over to other countries to kill other people, they killed each other. Get back to it. Get back to traditions. Yeah, I'm all for it.
David, you funny. You know that? You are too funny.
It's just, I would say, you know, karma has a way of working. It's almost like the same way that Mother Nature made them not be able to have children no more. Like, you know.
That's right.
Karma has a way of working things out. So really, we don't have to do anything but focus on ourselves and getting ourselves right, because it will be a time when we, you know, will be in rule and in power once again, but we don't want to be empowered and be all broken. You know,
Exactly.
like a lot of these young people look to the celebrities to be their leaders, but those celebrities, they don't live with morals.
Nope.
So, you know, we want to be led by, you know, people who are wicked and wicked things. That's not going to help us at all. We have to be more upstanding and look.
Like I said, we would have to have our own platform in order for these celebrities to actually come out and tell the truth. Because as long as they being paid by that ish guy, then you know they're going to make sure that they keep getting their money. So they're putting money over everything. They're putting money over the street. So
Yeah.
until we have our own platform where no one fears anything, as long as we don't, we're in the wrong position. We're almost there, but we're in the wrong position.
Yeah.
It's like sending a train down the track, and one rail splits one way and the other rail splits the other way. We ain't used to riding on one rail.
Well, for us, we know what is going on, what they're doing, and we just have the job of carrying the torch at this point. Those of us in this generation, because we've seen our true leaders made their transition, a lot of them, and they are in essence passing their torch, doing that. So,
Right.
like for us, we can use Kwanzaa for the example. The ones who really were having the Kwanzaa events and doing things in the community for the people, most of them, they were doing that for 30, 40 years, in some cases even 50 years. And now they're old or gone. And so for us to keep it going, it's the next generation that has to pick up that torch and carry it. Like when Dr. Sebi, Dr. Africa, Dr. Ben, Dr. Blair,
Right.
Dr.
I love Dr. Blair. Oh my goodness. He just takes it to the galactic level, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dr.
I mean,
Blair's
I
just cool.
kind of listen to some of the young ones now, but too many of them are con artists.
Yes,
I mean,
they are.
they're for the money, they're for the women. I mean, you can only supplement what you need from them and then keep it moving. Because not all of what they're telling is accurate. I mean, and they've done more studying than me, and it doesn't even feel right, let alone be right when you find out it's wrong.
That's right.
Yeah, in some cases, I feel like they have skipped working with the elders, so they just stepped out and look on YouTube and read books. But you still won't get the full knowledge needed until you sit at the foot of the elders, because you can't. I mean, you could channel stuff, of course, and those types of things, but you're gonna have pieces missing, and it'll take you much longer to get
It will.
figure it out yourself.
It will.
So we have a lot of young people who rush to call themselves all kind of titles, things that we took years to learn and earn the title for.
Right.
Exactly. Initiation processes and things, you know?
All of that. And you cannot skip it and expect to have the same power. So that's why these con artists are, able to have the platforms, because they have the charisma, they don't have the substance. And so essentially that part comes out, the truth comes out and everybody can see it. So we've been dealing with the men who have been using their spiritual knowledge, power, energy to take advantage of women. And really trying to help and bring some healing to that space, because it's happened for so long that people think it's normal. And it's even the women who will stand up for a man who's violating other women. And it's like, we have to put an end to that type of thing and really hold these so-called leaders more accountable for their actions. We've been dealing with some cases here in Atlanta, but even going back to many of the male leaders that we've had, I have to pose the question, like, how many of them do we have that don't have some type of scandal attached to them?
I know.
Have been accused of violating women, and in some cases violating children. And they still have people who follow them, still have people who will say, listen to these ones. And those are the ones who have guided these ones into, leading in a wrong way, leading our people into mischief and havoc and chaos, where now is the time for us to be living, more righteously. The universe has changed. We're in this age of Aquarius. And the age of Aquarius is not going to stand for illusions. This is not Pisces no more.
Yes,
Like, all
exactly. Right, that dreamy, illusionable Pisces stuck in their own little way of thinking, and they're living in their own little circle box. Yeah, Aquarius is coming with the armor. Aquarius is coming with their shield and weapon. You understand?
Yeah.
Because Aquarius. It's like a more realistic approach.
Exactly.
I see it. It's a snake. It moves like a snake. It's a snake. I'm not gonna pretty the snake up like maybe a Pisces would do, because in their illusion, it's pretty though. No, it's a snake. It's a pretty snake. You know what I mean? But the Aquarian will say, if it moves like a duck, it quack like a duck, it's a duck.
There's a duck.
Don't tell me that the duck got pretty feathers. It's still a duck.
And even for us, so many of us have been wearing a mask to go to work or to do these things. And now, the universe and our ancestors are like, y'all got to take that mask off. You got to be true to yourself. It's okay to have these conversations about racism and stuff like that. It's okay to, tell
we need to have those conversations.
Comfortable because of how they're acting. Like, they're not going to change until we do that. So now is that time to really just shine the light and bring things to the surface and deal with it. And just, the same for us. We got to do our shadow work. We got to deal with the stuff that we did not deal with within ourselves and within our families, because many of us have stuff in the families that we've been keeping, secret, and
tell me about it.
Secrets. We allow the bad behavior to continue. So now it's like, shine a light on that. The same thing about those sex traffickers, them folks that were going to the island with the children and all that kind of stuff. That kind of behavior has to end. Like, we would not, the universe, the spirit guides, the great mothers are not going to allow people to continue to bring harm to children and women in the way that they have been.
Yes, that can't continue. Exactly. That's why a lot of people are being exposed.
Exactly.
Big money people, little money people. It don't matter,
The priest.
Oh my goodness.
Seriously, all them sports coaches and stuff like that. The light has to be shined on them so that it could come to an end, and the women, can bring that balance to that male-dominated mindset that. We can do anything to women and children and nobody's going to stop us. That's just ridiculous. And we really have to make some changes. That's some of the parts that we have to heal within our own community and even in our own families, And, it starts with teaching these young boys that, because I remember being violated by young boys when I was in elementary school. And I know it's still happening. It happened to my daughter. And I was like, well, dang, when is that kind of stuff going to stop? Little boys just touching girls as you're walking through the hall and all kind of stuff.
And schools do nothing about it. They just send you back to class.
Yeah, but that stuff needs to be dealt with at home. And, boys and girls have to learn how to keep your hands to yourself. Respect each other.
Right.
Women, especially because it's not being taught now. And I mean, in our community, we're not even taught to respect each other, no matter who we are. The young boys, they come each other in the streets and stuff like that. So it's really, it's a lot for us to heal, and we just have to work at it the best we can. Do our part. Do what we can.
Exactly.
You can't save the whole world, but you could probably save at least your family if you have the mindset to heal and to bring that energy of love and truth.
That's true. Exactly. Save our children and our grandchildren so they can pass that knowledge on.
Indeed.
Yes. So the fire.
We have some political conversations here.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to
get political, it gets political sometimes, for real.
It really does. And it's so many levels for us to work with, work through, and to, bring into balance. And so We have to talk about it so we can make it happen.
That's right. Right, exactly. And those
Yes.
that's listening, that's on the same frequency, they know that, yeah, they're thinking like me. I know I have a job I need to do. We can't save the whole world, but there's a percentage out there that need us, and
Right.
Right.
they're reaching out to us.
Right.
You know, it's all in the schoolhouse. I'm seeing a lot of parents starting to step up, and even if it's not their child, they're willing to, be in somebody else's child's life, because we realize that now all we have is each other at the end of the day.
Right.
And here in Florida, they want to take African studies out of the school.
I just saw that. And they got German studies, Japanese studies. Do y'all have that many German people living in Florida? Because, like, when I go down there, I don't see many
No,
Germans.
not at all. They in their own little segregated groups. So when they take out African studies, that means they don't want you. That means they're not going to talk about racism anymore. We're not going to talk about, the mentality of white supremacy. See, a lot of people don't like to have these conversations because they feel that because we already know about it, we don't need to talk about it. Oh, it's people that don't know about it. What about the younger youth that don't really know about it? We have to keep this conversation going, because if not, your child is going to be the next child on the news, shot by the police for just walking to the store.
Well, hell, even with the knowledge, I mean,
Or
hell,
going in the
have
park
to
with a
have that
BB
knowledge
gun.
when you go get your education. You have to have that knowledge when you're applying for a job. You don't know who you're applying that job with for that
Yeah.
job with.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of people.
Mhm.
I can tell you right now that a friend of mine got her mail mixed up with a neighbor. She was making, and this is for food stamps. She was making $38,000 and only getting $23, where the white woman down the street was making
Wow.
$43,000, getting $400.
Mm.
But
That's
we're
why
not
they
supposed to
ask
talk
all
about
those
it.
questions,
That's
so
why
they
I
can
keep
tell,
talking
so
about it.
they know who's non-white,
Mhm.
and the non-white don't get the benefits, but they'll turn around and claim that we get all the benefits. No,
No, we don't.
Right.
we don't.
White people and Hispanics are the largest groups getting governmental assistance, from Section 8 to food stamps to SSI to free schooling,
That's right.
Medicaid,
That's right. So we have to have
stipend every month.
the knowledge that we need to get,
Mhm.
Mhm.
because I
That's
mean,
right.
we'll walk right into it and not know it if you don't have that knowledge.
And then if you're not talking about it and it's not mentioned in the schools, they're not going to get it. So,
Then you won't be aware of it.
so
You walk
DeSanto knows
blindly right
exactly what
into
he's
it.
doing. Hmm
Oh
He
yeah.
knows exactly what he's doing. They see awakening happening, and they say, "Oh no, we got to dumb them back down. We got to put them back to sleep, because
Yep.
now they're waking up. Now we got to put them right back to in that deep sleep that they in."
Yep.
Well, we should have our own schools anyway. We should not be sending
That's
our
right.
children to be
That's right.
schooled for
That's
this.
right.
There was a huge movement in the 70s and the 80s. We had black schools in most major cities.
Mhm.
In some cities, it was 2 or 3 black schools, but most of them have closed down because the generations who started them, the same thing with the Kwanzaa, they got older and no one kept it
Take
going.
the
No one
mantle.
followed them, right?
Yeah, we have like a little gap in between our culture here. And part of it is because the way they came so hard for the ones who did, the ones who opened the way, they
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
Some of
suffered
them
a
scared.
lot. So
Yeah.
they
Mhm.
definitely dealt with a lot. I remember even when I started growing locks, that was early 90s, like 91, and just the amount of negativity that I got from all sides was just ridiculous. So it's like, that
Mhm.
having to endure that, a lot of people
That's
did
sad.
not want to.
Yeah,
They
did not want to. Yeah, a lot of them started
prefer,
cutting them off. Going, I don't want to go through that.
right. And just
Yeah.
chose to, for the women, they wearing wigs now. The men, they
And
don't
their
want to.
hairline is back
Well,
here.
some men are wearing hair pieces now. Having
Yeah,
that glue to that
men
man,
Yeah,
too.
because
to that
the
rock
hairline
hair.
is back here.
Mhm. Yeah, and
And that's why
the
Dark and Lovely is getting a lawsuit, because the perms are leading to fibroid cancer and breast cancer. So
Yeah.
they mad at you in the 90s for locking your hair. But look, fast forward to the 2000s, now you got
Yeah.
ovarian cancer.
Right,
yeah,
You didn't like your natural hair.
I'm
right.
so thankful. But all of those substitutes, the dyes, the hair stuff, the nail products, all of that
That's
fake
right.
stuff that we
Mhm.
spend millions of dollars on,
The eyelashes.
poison. It's toxic. It's cancer causing.
Yep.
Next, the eyelash thing is going to be causing eye cancer and
Yeah.
blindness.
I
Watch and
mean,
see about
they,
3 or
I
4
mean,
years from
what
now,
are
if it's not that
eyelashes
long.
made from, and what are they adding to it to make it so damn toxic?
It's
They
the
take in mink
glue.
fur.
It's the
If you
glue.
put that glue on there enough times, the glue is poison itself.
It's getting
So
into the eyelids. Yeah.
some people
Yeah.
get mites and stuff like that because you can't clean your eyes the same with them big lashes. So yeah, it's toxic too. But and the fact that the women see this and yet will still do
And
it
will
is
still, yep.
blowing.
Yep.
Like you
Yep.
see these women losing their hair. Why would you want to keep putting that wig on? Why would you want to get
The
fake?
hairline is right here. The hairline is here.
On the
They got
top of
this
the head.
patch of hair, just one patch of long hair, and everything else is bald like an egg.
Oh my goodness.
They
It's
look
sad.
like they're from outer space.
And
Yeah,
these
It
women
don't
are
look
in
real.
their 20s. They not even
I know.
old women. They in
I
their
know.
20s with their
Yeah.
hair
They're
like
in their
that.
30s. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's just sad.
Because they've been doing it since teenager time. They're perming their
Right,
hair since 5 years old.
And
right.
they passing that bad habit down to the next generation.
Mhm.
Yes.
It is really now
Yeah.
that's a true mental illness to make you alter yourself.
I was
Even the
just getting
women
ready to say that's a true sickness for real.
Well,
that
well,
go,
they're trying to meet that fabled standard of beauty, and
Mhm.
cave monkeys don't have standards of beauty.
Mhm. Right. We really were the standard
We
until
were that's right. We were
we
With
gave
the afro and the big
they couldn't
earrings.
recreate
Yes, the black
from
power stick.
us for them. And it
Mhm.
all went bad. I'm pretty sure there's a history behind that. But then they developed their own standard by putting ours down.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we accepted it. A lot of women accepted it. They accepted that the white beauty is better. Or my grandmother is white. My grandfather was white. They find an excuse to fill in why they doing this. You know why this transatlantic slave trade syndrome is affecting them.
Yeah.
Their cognitive dissonance. They have an excuse for their cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
But the hairline is back here though, and you don't see anything wrong with that when you're looking in the mirror with a hairline back here. Come on now.
Yeah, no, really.
Like you really hate yourself that bad that you keep doing it and you're not getting no hair. No hair's growing back. It's just falling out. I don't understand it.
I think they just get too embarrassed. They don't want to go out, with that. And they just feel like they
Too
don't
far
have a
gone.
choice in some points.
Mhm.
But really, you have to at some point say, I'm going to have to stop this so I can, give my hair a chance to grow back.
Right. And
Right.
that might be the reason why they wear wigs.
If it
But
grows back.
that's even hurting. They think they're helping themselves, but that's hurting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even,
I've seen plenty of bald women, and from a man's standpoint of view, I think they look sexy.
mhm.
So, don't fear your natural beauty.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we got it from a man's point of view. Okay, don't fear your natural
Don't
beauty because
fear
there's
your
a lot of
natural
brothers.
beauty.
A lot of brothers out there that want to see you with your hair.
Right. I think they should say it more though, because somebody got to tell these sisters something so they can, make that change in their minds that they don't have to go out like that.
That's true.
Mhm.
This is a nice
Half the time
dialogue.
I don't even understand it. And like, why are you lowering yourself to be they're beautiful?
Mhm.
You're
This
stupid.
is why we have to keep having these conversations so that way people can understand where these things stem from. We can't not talk about slavery. We can't not talk about white supremacy. We can't not talk about the injustices because it keeps happening. When it stops, then yeah, we know it already. We don't have to talk about it. But as long as it keeps continuing, we have to continue to talk about it.
Yeah.
And shed light to it and wake the ones up so they don't have to be ashamed to be black when they look in the mirror and see their chocolate skin. They don't have to be ashamed of their, coily hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When if we're not talking about it, it's going to feel like it's normal to rule under white people, beauty standards.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, we do have to. We just need to change. We really do, and it starts with us. Like Michael Jackson said, it starts with the man in the mirror.
That's right.
So
That's
that's
right.
why we offer this healing Reiki, so that we can learn to remember our own power, remember how beautiful we are, remember that we are valuable and we don't have to change who we are to be beautiful and to
Hmm.
be valued. And I
That's
think
right.
that has a lot to do with it. We don't feel like, people will accept us as we are. But we have to accept ourselves as we are first.
That's right.
Like the brother said, women who choose to wear their hair bald, most of them are so very confident in their baldness that they are just stunningly beautiful. But
Exactly. And you
it's
see the beauty then. Hmm.
right.
Outsiders could see the beauty because
Mhm.
once you see it, other people will see it. If you don't see it, nobody's not going to see
Exactly.
it because it keeps
Exactly.
bringing you back to yourself. It's always going back to self, because that's where it's starting at.
Hmm.
Always starting going back to self.
And accepting yourself,
Hmm.
loving yourself. And we forgot how to do that. I'm really
Yeah.
thankful to see the healing movement come into our community, so that now at least people are accepting that we need to get those massages. We need to, get the yoni steam. We need to get the foot detox, the Reiki session, even
Right.
acupuncture and stuff like that. That self care
Hmm.
is so important for us, because the food is toxic and the water is poison and the air even has poison in it. So it's so crucial for us to remember to take good care of ourselves so that we don't
Hmm.
get sick, because cancer is running rampant in our community. Diabetes, we got those dialysis centers all over the black communities. You don't see those dialysis centers in the white community because
Sure don't.
their
Mm-mm.
kidneys are not failing like ours, because they're eating different, they're exercising more, they're
Yes.
living, drinking fresh water and stuff like that. We drinking tap water. It's just so much that
Yeah,
is,
they spend money on their health. When it comes to their
yeah.
health, they don't have a problem spending the money. That is
And
true. I
they have
always said that.
access. Even, in black communities like Detroit, I know was one of the places that really stood out because they had the food deserts where there's only corner stores where people can buy food for miles and miles. You got to go a long way to get to real fresh food. That's
Mm,
also been part of the plan. It's the
yes.
same in Chicago and other cities. You can go in certain neighborhoods. Even here where I am in Atlanta, I got to drive 30 minutes to get to a Whole Foods or a Sprouts or any healthy food store. It's none
And you see
close.
more white people there than black people, right?
They're all in the white neighborhoods. They not in the
Hmm.
black neighborhoods at all.
Exactly. Because all my
Mhm.
Whole Foods are in white neighborhoods and rich neighborhoods
Right. So that's
or
a part of
Jewish.
it. We don't even
Hmm.
have the access to the good, healthy foods and stuff like that most of the time. And that is by design, you know what I mean? So it's just so many things. And really, you just got to figure out what you're going to focus on and what you're going to work with and work on those areas. It's because it's just so many things that we can work with. I do know that I give much honor to Dr. Sabi and Dr. Africa and
Oh
Dr.
yeah.
Paul Goss, who came through to teach us how to eat more healthy and how to
Hmm.
release that slave diet, what people call soul food. That was the slave. I
Yeah.
was just talking to Baba Heru yesterday, and he was saying, it's the obesity in our community is ridiculous because people still eating that slave food, and it's really no reason for us to still be eating.
The lack of knowledge of food itself is what's doing it. They're
Yeah.
used to if they're used to then I'm gonna keep eating it. So they understand the objective of traditions, but they don't understand the objective of cruelty.
Mm,
Cruelty can come in many forms. Cruelty can be in your food, in your clothing, everything.
Yeah.
So you have to understand, is this good for me? And you know, you can watch certain movies, you can read certain books. Some of this all of this processed food is not good for you. And then the old traditional soul food is, I mean, during the transatlantic slave trade, that's what they had to live on. So they celebrated even eating, let alone what they were eating.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still a celebration of eating and not what you're eating. So once you become attuned to your spirit will tell you that's not good for you.
Yeah.
Right.
And they didn't overindulge in it when they were eating the pork and the beef.
Correct.
It wasn't an overindulgence
It
like it
wasn't
is
an overindulgence.
nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Fridays they had fish.
Well, when you
maybe
eat
2
the right
days out of the
food,
week,
you
they
get
only had a
full.
meat on their dish. Everything else was predominantly the greens from their garden or the beans from their garden. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's why we're seeing women and men now that's 105 celebrating their birthdays on Facebook, 108, 99,
Indeed.
okay, 111. Because although they were meat eaters, they didn't overconsume in it. And most of their chickens were farm raised by them.
Yeah, no, those weren't chickens. Those were yard birds.
Right.
Those hours to cook. Them chickens, you know, you butcher them up, get them ready, get them in the pan, oven, whatever, and in a nominal time they'll be ready. But a yard bird, that's a process.
Mm. Well, it definitely made a difference when folks had their own animals, they had their own farms, and were not having to go to that grocery store for every single thing. I remember my grandmother and, my grandparents, they had one cow, they had a few pigs, they had a few chickens, and I think they would like slaughter one animal like around the Christmas time, and then they would smoke it, eat some of it, and that meat would last them through the year. Like she said, they weren't eating it that much because they had so many vegetables. The meat was just, part of the meal. It was not the meal.
Wasn't the main deal. Exactly.
Yeah. So, they were able to live a long time eating like that. And I remember my grandma would fuss about, she didn't like going to the grocery store. She would only go for certain things, things that she could not
like
grow
sugar
herself.
and milk or whatever. Yeah.
And even bread, like she would buy the cut bread sometimes, but she made biscuits every day. She would go for flour and she would make her own bread. She made her own everything. So
right.
Just seeing that, it left an impression on me as to how we're living now, where if you don't grow food, you got to go to the store for everything. And it is
exactly.
And now that food has gone up, like the price of food has tripled or quadrupled this time last year. So now we all saying
I've cut back on my egg consumption to the point to where I'm ready to get me a doggone chicken coop.
You might as well if you don't eat them eggs.
At least you know where your egg coming from.
Well, I want a chicken coop, but I don't want chickens in there. I actually want pheasants.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are other. I mean, if you're gonna eat that, you might as well grow them yourself.
Grow it yourself, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm still stuck with eating stuff like that. I mean, my willpower isn't what it should be.
Well, you got to do some fasting, some detoxing, and then I always tell people just start with releasing one thing at a time. You can't be expected to release everything all at once.
Right.
So you'll eat all the meats. Start with pork. Stop eating pork.
That's how I did it.
And then after you get the next month, stop eating meat. And then the beef, the red meat, because that's the hardest to digest. And then you can move on to releasing the poultry, and most people stick to fish last. Even the oceans and stuff are so toxic now. Even the fish has parasites now. So, you gotta be real careful.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because it's a bad thing happening with the food industry. It's really crazy, and definitely growing your own food. I got greens growing right now. Herbs. I keep growing. I plant seeds.
Oh, bring me some greens.
Every year. Too, because ain't nothing like going in your backyard and picking your salad for the day. That's
That's right.
right.
Right there. And it's not that hard. I got stuff growing in containers. Not most of my stuff is not in the ground. I just moved to a new place.
Right.
The other house I did have a lot of food in the ground, but here, and it's all in pots until I can, figure out what I'm gonna do next. But I am considering getting a greenhouse so that I can have stuff growing all through the year, because that little frost came through, knocked the greens down. But they are growing back, thankfully. I'm so glad. I was like, "Ooh!"
Yeah, they catch back up. They catch back up once some water and some sun hit them again. It seemed like they just striggle back to life,
Actually. And it's really not that hard. You got to put that fertilizer. You feed your dirt and stuff like that. You might want to talk to some people who are food growers, real farmers who can help you with the tips and stuff like that. But once you get it going, just keep going with it. And the herbs are extremely easy to grow.
Yes,
they grow like weeds. All you got to do is get the seeds or the starter plants, put them in the dirt, and water them. That's it. So it's really, and herbs have a lot of nutritional value. You'd be surprised. The dandelions, if you have dandelions in your yard, let them bad boys grow, and then in the spring, go ahead and dig some of them dandelion roots. And you have dandelion root, that's iron, calcium, magnesium, all kind of minerals in dandelion. Burdock, So just stuff like that we can do. It's not that hard. And then sharing with others the same thing. And I've been telling people, like, wherever you live, talk to your neighbors so that you could grow the greens, somebody else could grow tomatoes and cucumbers, somebody else could grow peppers, and then y'all could share, because food, when it grows really plentiful. Like, pepper, if you have a few pepper plants, you could get 100 peppers easily.
From each one.
Yellows, the small peppers, they grow really easily.
Yeah, and there's only so much pickling and canning you can do.
Right, but if you sharing with your neighbors, then that's how you keep the balance. I'm pretty sure that's how they used to do it back in the days. They would just share. And somebody got a plentiful garden, they tell everybody, come on and pick this food. I don't want it to go bad.
That's the government's number one enemy.
That's right.
Because they want to keep us on their stuff. And that's why I understand now why Dr. Sebi was telling us don't eat certain things, because he was trying to keep us from the food that they were mass producing. Because when they mass produced the food, that's when they lost its nutritional content. And it's harder to digest that food because it's not necessarily real, like how God made it, how the Most High made it. So getting the heirloom seeds, the seeds from before Monsanto, that is also very important. And the quality of the food is much different when you have real food. You could taste it like, you go to buy an apple from the store now, it tastes nothing like the apples used to taste.
Sure don't.
30
not
years.
Even the watermelons. My grandmother used to get watermelons from Georgia whenever friends or whatever would come up from Georgia to New York, and they would bring pecans and watermelon and walnuts and things like that. Those watermelons was full of black and white seeds. You got to pick the seeds out before you can even enjoy the watermelon, because every bite is seeds.
Right.
Every bite is seeds.
Yeah.
And we would take the grind and rub it on our face because she said it's good for your skincare, So I don't see watermelons like that anymore. Not even the seeded ones.
Yeah, they don't have as many seeds.
Have a lot of seeds.
That's true. And
I gotta go over into a certain area to find somebody selling them out the back of their pickup truck.
Right.
Those are the ones that have
that's the only time I get it. And when I see the Georgia man parked on the corner with his, his Georgia pecans, boiled peanuts and things like that. Because I know that it came from somebody's local farm and somewhere in Georgia in the bush. Right. And I know they, it's going to have seeds.
Right.
Yellow watermelon, red watermelon, orange,
man.
not red because we already know it's red, but pink, yellow, orange, watermelons with seeds in it.
With seeds in them. That's right.
Yeah. Yes.
And I tell you, if I don't save my seeds, I eat my seeds.
Yeah, I eat them too. Or put the whole piece of watermelon in the juicer or in the blender.
Yeah, that part.
With the seeds too.
The seeds have a lot of nutrition. And they don't taste bad. I really miss the grapes with the seeds. So,
I actually want to try to find.
I can't enjoy grapes no more.
Seeds, so I can grow my own doggone grapes. I sure do.
Get you a grapevine, right?
I do too. That's definitely on my list. Now I don't know how easy they are to grow, but I've seen some people around here who have some. They put up little posts for them to grow on. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And them Georgia bullets are the truth. I love me some Georgia bullets.
What's a Georgia bullet?
And some real big purple grapes, about the size of a quarter.
Like the muscadine.
I don't. Maybe that's maybe that's another name for it, but I'm known for it as bullets, Georgia bullets, because they're bigger than a normal size grape, but it tastes like a
check
grape.
that out.
It's like a grandfather to the purple grape.
Yeah, it's muscadines.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
to that's what it is.
Talk to you about that. I need a list.
That's really, really good.
She's in Georgia too, David. So she got I'm sure she can find those grapes.
Okay. Because here in Texas, you have to go to the Mexican store to find the seeded grapes. But now they
don't have no bullets though.
They are hard to find.
They are.
And I do not like. I mean, I'll eat them if I have to, but I don't like eating seedless anything. They have seedless cucumbers here in Texas.
Are you serious? And that's another thing. Growing up,
you have to really watch the signs and stuff. And once they say these are seedless cucumbers, I don't buy them.
And I grew up having a lot of seeds in cucumbers.
That's right.
My grandmother used to grow them in her garden. Yeah, the tomatoes were full of seeds.
Used to have a bunch of seeds in the lemons. You'd have to, strain them. When you're squeezing the lemon, you'd have to strain it if you don't want the seeds and stuff in it. You don't have to worry about that.
It's like 8 seeds in one lemon.
Yeah.
That's true. That is so true.
And it's good that we came up in that era to tell the difference. So the ones that's listening, they can understand the importance of food. The importance of being conscious of the food and the fruits and veggies that you eat, because they dumb the food down.
This young generation, they don't know. They don't even question when they see seedless. I mean, they don't even question it.
That's true.
They think it's a convenience. Oh wow, I'm gonna have to deal with these seeds. Really?
Yeah, I hate seeds anyway, so I don't want to deal with them.
Yeah,
I want the seedless because it's easier and it's quicker. Like I want the perm. It's easier, it's quicker. Permanent, put the wig on. Permanent, put the wig on.
Yeah.
Now your hairline is back here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're just thinking outside of our element. We're not thinking it anymore. We're just following.
Mm-hmm. That part. That part.
Everything quick. Yeah, but we are healing. Things are changing.
Yeah, it is. We got on the bright side of it. It's a lot of awakening happening. That is true.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I mean, I was just at a vegan event,
Yeah.
last night.
And there are more and more of them all around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thankful because we waited a long time for it to actually hit the community, and thanks to that whole COVID and all of that kind of stuff, that's what really made the people start turning around. Like something is not right. Let me go talk to them. The one in my family who always told me about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The weirdo, right? Let me talk to the weirdo. Let me go call
the weirdo. Yeah, okay. I'd be proud to be called
cousin.
Right. They all started calling.
Let me call my psychic cousin.
I'm telling you.
The weirdo.
Mm-hmm. The black
the weirdo moving up in ranks. Everybody calling the weirdo.
We the one that break down them.
Everybody calling the weirdo except calling the weirdo a weirdo.
Yeah. she's weird, but I know she knows what she's talking about. Let me call her and find out if I should be eating these fruits with no seeds in it.
That's so goofy.
Yeah, especially when they get sick. That's the thing.
That's when they love you then.
And she was telling me about I need a little help with this. And that's why, every family should have a healer. Every family should have someone that, the other family could turn to when they need that guidance and that knowledge. So
right.
That's right.
I'm happy to see it's happening. We still need more healers in the community. That's why we keep doing these classes, because we got to keep waking these people up, helping our people.
That's why you're going to keep coming to South Florida, right?
Yes. Bring that light
more
on
book
down
signings, more workshops, more Reiki certification, more book signing, more workshops. So you got to keep writing books because we'll have a reason to have you come.
Well, I'm going to keep, as long as they keep giving them to me, I will keep writing them. We did just publish a coloring book. I don't have any of them close to me, but we got a coloring book. We got a calendar I just put out, and we're working on oracle cards.
That's cool. Yeah, let me know when those are finished because my daughter reads cards too, and I want to buy her a deck.
Okay,
she got like 50 decks, but not the type of decks you have. So I want her to have your deck in her collection, and she can do different readings.
Well, prayerfully, when I come on down there, I will have some with me.
Okay, and bring the children's coloring book because a lot of people have children.
Yes.
Is reading a calling?
Well, I would say it's a gift. Like for me, I'm a medium to the ancestors, so I can hear the ancestors speak. But I know everyone does not have that. I could hear my own ancestors and other people's ancestors, and that's just a gift.
That's my daughter. That's how my daughter is.
But
I'm like a feeler. Yeah, I'm more like a feeler and just a knower.
I can't tell if I'm listening to my ancestors or somebody else's. I can't distinguish that difference.
Oh, well, you need to have a talk with Kajara offline. No, let me stop.
I mean, I can just tell you right now, all of us have spirit guides that talk to us, and our spirit guides are usually our ancestors. It's really no reason why someone else's ancestors would come talk to you unless they want you to give a message to their people, and their people can't hear it for themselves. So 9 times out of 10, what you're hearing are your own ancestors.
Okay.
And what I've found from my experience is that if you live in the right way and you have a good heart and you're not out there doing negativity, then you're not going to have no negative energies just rampantly coming to speak to you. It don't work.
Okay, so
right. You're on the right frequency. So that doesn't even, take place if you're on the right zone,
Exactly. So
you don't have to worry about
that's why, but think about it like this. People who can lie, if you're a liar, then you could steal. If you could steal, you could kill, because it's negative energy.
You sound like my
if you feed that negativity, it will grow. But if you don't feed it, it's gonna dissolve.
So negative energy is just plain old negative energy, no matter where it's directed.
Yeah,
basically.
Because I don't like cave monkeys, and I don't want to put positive energy into liking cave monkeys.
The thing is, you don't have no energy into liking them, because I don't like them either. But I did have to learn how to not hate them.
Truly.
And not to have hate in my heart at all, because hate is a negative energy that can attract more negativity. So we have to have a place where we understand what has happened to us and we know who did it. But that doesn't mean that we hate them for it. We just don't, for me, I just don't deal with white folks. I just try not to go around them. I try not to be in their space at all, and that keeps from having to.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry to admit this. I rather enjoy hating them because their time is short, and I want to help shorten it. So I don't know if that's hate.
Save it.
What? I'm
Well,
only
maybe
telling
that's
the truth.
Everybody has their purpose and their role to play, and you have to be true to yourself and do what feels right for you.
At least he's
And
being
I
honest.
do the same thing. Exactly. That might be part of your role.
It might be because I kind
To
of
show them that you can't be forgiven because you keep doing wicked. That's why we can't forgive you.
And that's why I feel a stronger connection to Anubis than any other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Anubis is the truth.
Oh, so yeah. That's
Anubis is the truth.
And I mean, karma works because it works through people sometimes. You know what I mean? Like it's not just a concept that's just out there. Some people really are karma. I think it was Attila the Hun that made that comment. I am karma, you know. So yeah, that's a real thing. You know, there are some people who that is they came back to bring karma.
All of a sudden I don't feel so lonely now.
Don't feel lonely.
Oh, did you think you was the only one that felt like that, David?
Yeah. Well, no, but in a way, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you feeling like
I don't even know how to express it or explain it. I mean, I desire. I mean, look. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And I'm ready to do the do part. I'm ready. It's a fulfillment.
Yeah, because you can't forget it. You may can have a little forgiveness just to keep your heart light, but you can't forget. It's something that just can't be forgiven. You can forgive, but you don't forget. All that forgive and forget, to me, I think that's illusion.
Yeah, all the turn the other cheek. You know, I've been spun around so many times.
Yeah, you're just blowing bubbles at me when you say that.
Yeah.
No way. Because if I forgive and forget, what happens is you get to do it again, or somebody else does it again. Because I keep forgiving. So when do I stand up firm and defend myself?
We all should be past that point and tired of it. Okay, I've done all that. I've done it and nothing, and that didn't work. So you know, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I treat others well, but I still remember what was done to me.
Yeah. And that's my art. You know, one of the attributes of my art is reciprocity. And reciprocity is just what you said. Do as you do unto others as you have them to do unto you. Everything you do comes back to you. The law of attraction, the secret is really reciprocity. And that we learned way back in ancient Kemet as being a part of my art. And so that's why I said some people it's their job to bring karmas. That's just what it is, because karma is a real thing and it has to happen.
All right, well, I volunteer.
That reciprocity, yes. So, you know,
and we learned that growing up. You know, we learned that growing up. Your grandparents or your parents will tell you, what goes around comes around. So be careful what you do. Be careful what you say.
That's
You're going to reap what you sow. So we were practicing my art before we knew we were practicing my art.
That's right. That's
why it's so easy for us to embrace Ma'at and embrace Kemet, because we grew up with those teachings.
And we never really forgot it. They try to beat it out of us and all of that, but it's always been a part of who we are. All of those lessons are inside of us, and we just have to bring them out, bring them to the surface. Yes,
that's right.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm loving this conversation. It's so well needed. Oh my goodness,
man,
it's so well needed.
We need our own platform to reach more.
I know.
All in divine time.
Well, hell, that's just like the national anthem. You know, I'm waiting for a black or a melanated celebrity to get out there and sing it all the way through and get fired from their job.
I really think that we need a whole new black national anthem.
Sure, I do. It needs to be revised.
We need a new one. When I heard the new one that South Africa made after Nelson Mandela came through, that's when I started saying, oh, that's what we need, because when those people were singing their new national anthem, the spirit in them was so strong.
Yeah.
And I know for us to sing the one that we have, it's it's a heavy.
Yeah.
And to have something that's a little bit more upful, I think will really help us.
Yeah, less depressing.
Yeah, that's not every time.
Keep reminding us of the struggle. Keep reminding you of the bad thing.
We need to get past that. We need
that's
to
right.
Past that. We need something fresh and new, something that's empowering to us and would give us that.
Yeah, give us that right?
Right.
Yeah, to the point where we're happy to see each other. No more mean mugging, shit like that.
Right.
And we're not comparing and contrasting each other. We're just one unified.
Yeah,
one unified
I'm proud of you, brother. I'm proud of you, sister.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that would be good.
Well, if I have any discussions in the chat, maybe someone have a question. Let me see.
We got I have a lot to do today, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and wind it on down.
Okay.
But I do appreciate you all being patient with me and opening the way for me to come and share with you all today.
No problem. Anytime.
Love it.
Definitely looking forward to coming to Florida.
No problem. So, you're breaking up, sis.
Oh, my camera started to freeze again. Okay. I was just saying, I'm looking forward to coming to Florida. I'm definitely, I love coming to South
you
Florida.
are. You're coming.
Oh, yeah. I love to come back.
Don't worry, you're coming.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be good. I'm excited. And, brother, you going to come meet us in Florida?
You know what? I would love to try. Right now, I got my car in the shop. I got a lawsuit going on, and that would give me that would give me enough funds to do what I want to do to my vehicle to make those long haul trips. Okay. I want to put a hydrogen system on it. You know, so yeah, I would love to. Right now, at this point, I'm limited, and
all right.
I hate that little restriction that's on me, but it is what it is, and I can only do what I can do. I can't travel anywhere. I had a cousin that died in Houston. It's only a 6-hour drive from here, but my car's in the shop and I couldn't go. So right now, I mean, I would love to. I would love to get out there and hit all the southern states. Just traveling.
Right. I think you told me that before. You wanted to go to different, like, Black-owned restaurants and businesses and do like a direct.
Yeah, and that would be great to do that across the southern line.
Yeah, the 13 states, right?
Yeah, shoot.
Well, we're gonna send you some positive energy. Everything.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
well then I can say I will be seeing y'all soon.
Yes, so be it, and so it is.
And so for all the listeners out there, if you're in the South Florida area or you plan to come to South Florida during the spring break in March, we have the Sekhi Arts Temple, Kajara, Nia Yad Nebthet. It's coming to South Florida to do a book signing and a workshop on the 17th of March. The 18th and the 19th, she's going to be certifying Reiki 1 and 2 people who would like to enroll. So you go to the website, www.sekhiartstemple.com. I said it right?
It's RaSekhiHealing.com.
Right, RaSekhiHealing.com. Okay, yes. My bad. And you can check the dates out and, book your time in, because before you know it, it'll be March 17th. You don't want to miss this. And we look forward to seeing you guys there. Let us know that you heard us talking about it on Real Radio Talk, so we know that we're getting the message out. Love
Awesome.
and gratitude to you. Thank you, sis. Love you so
All right.
much.
I love
Always a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to have you.
Truly, truly. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Okay, sure will. We're
All
gonna
right.
have fun.
Peace
Yes.
and blessings.
Peace and
Peace and
blessings,
love.
my brother. I'm gonna see you soon too.
All righty.
That's right, David. That's right. We claiming David.
That's right.
And I'm
Today
gonna
is
accept
a
it.
new moon day. Let me leave y'all with that. Today
Oh yeah, the new lunar
is
moon too. Lunar New Year.
closest moon. It's never been this close in like 1,000 years or something like that. But it's a good time to
Wow.
set your intentions. I know a lot of people do it for the New Year's, but this is kind of like a new year with the new
You're right.
moon. So whatever you want for this year, speak it into existence, write it out on a paper, and just keep your mind focused on that. Don't feed into the negative energy. Whatever
Yes.
you feed will grow. So feed yourself positive thoughts, positive energy. Keep your vibration high and know that everything is already working in our favor. Everything is all in divine order. And we gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's right.
say.
I feel.
Have a
Definitely.
beautiful day. Peace and love, Uncle
You
Justin.